Hello, 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 everybody. What's good? What's good? You are now in the no judgment zone. Wait. Hmm. So, hello, everybody. I don't know if you can hear me. You are now in the no judgment zone with myself, Sean Taylor, discussing topics with no judgments. Discussing topics with no judgments. Hope everybody's doing all right today. So, today's topic. Today's topic is about substance. hmm That is today's topic. Some men and women have no substance. If we want to break down the Webster's definition of substance, it's the quality. Trying to move some of this stuff out of the way. People say, "Oh, you're always moving." Yes, I'm always moving. I'm fidgety. The quality of being important, valid, or significant. You know, substance. Now, can we say money is important? Yes. Valid? Yes. Significant? Yes. Let's say that for definitely for taking care of our bills, of course. But if that's all a person has to bring to the table, when you get down to the brass tactics, if that's it, then you, the person, have no substance. Um, Substance has nothing to do with anything that's monetary when we're talking about the individual person. It's a thought process of substance, a conversation of substance that challenges a person's way of thinking to be elevated to a place of higher learning and becoming better than you currently are in the present. Some people have no substance. Case in point, when it comes down to just having a conversation, you know, dialogue, I mean, just transference of information going back and forth, just two people just having a, candid conversation. Have you ever had a conversation that had no substance? The substance to keep you engaged into the conversation. Or you met someone and all they have to offer is what's in their pockets. That's no substance. You can't have a, you just can't just sit and talk to that person for hours. Get lost in the conversation to where you almost forget where you are. When you can get lost in a conversation, that's a conversation of substance. That means this person can carry on a conversation that's longer than 60 seconds. And it's of some substance, something that's going to challenge your way of thinking, something that makes you look at things from a different angle or perspective, something that's fundamentally important. Uh, it has quality. You know, Substance, some people may think they have, but they don't. When a person of when you come across a person of substance, everything is coming from the mental realm of things. I sent out a mass email to my clients today, and I was talking about the email that I sent out to them today was the title of it was negative energy and being mentally observant. A lot of us are visually observant, but we're not mentally observant, which misses the big, broader spectrum of things. When you're visually observant, you miss a whole lot of things. You miss a whole lot of things. Why? Because you're looking at things from the naked eye. But when you're mentally observant, and that may go over a lot of people's head because, um, I said in the email that I sent to my clients, um, when it comes to intelligence, you know, intelligence comes from a deep place of thinking, not any other way. You know, you notice things when you're mentally observant. You notice things, subliminal messages, uh, change in energy, different tone, body language. It's impossible to hide who you are with a person who's mentally observant. And mentally observant people are very highly intelligent. They aren't going to be confrontational in what they mentally know and what they mentally observe. They're just gonna, just constantly observe and just and just see how this thing plays out. And when it's time to have that thing ends its course, then that's when they have that conversation. Um, most negative people don't have a deep, vast mindset at all. Their mindsets are simple because negative people are majority closed-minded type of people. So there's no deep level of thinking. Everything is surface thought. When you have substance, when a person of substance is always teaching you something, you're constantly learning. There's no time out for learning. They're always coming at you from something that just be like, man, where did they get that from? Or, God, that's different, or it challenges you and your perspective. When all a person has is their looks or what's in their pocket, how is that substantial? It's substantial when it comes to buying things, but how does that help, you know, the cerebral hierarchy of things? How does that help you? How does that help you um, grow mentally? It doesn't, because all they have is uh, what's in their pocket or the way they look. And over a period of time, eventually, looks will fade. Now that's out of the equation. Now all they got is money. There's nothing that's substantially keeping you captivated, intrigued. Um, there's nothing that you're learning from. How do you learn from what's in that person's pocket? How do you learn? I mean, how do you grow? Where's the growth? Um, if you're not growing intellectually, you are dying slowly. And that's the thing. But be mindful that not everybody wants to learn. Not everybody is hungry for change. Not everybody is hunger to be challenged mentally or physically from that nature. A lot of people like easy. They're madly in love with the easy buttons of life. They're madly in love with the microwave mentality of things because they have no patience. I mean, they don't want nothing that's going to challenge them physically, mentally, intellectually. I mean, they don't want nothing that's going to challenge them. They want everything to be simple. They want everything to be easy. There's no growth ever from easy, and there's no growth ever from a comfort zone. Why would you want to be associated with anything that's not challenging you mentally? Maybe there's a different way. Maybe there's a better way. I mean, what about the learning aspect of this life? A lot of people just don't. Mm, you know, a lot of people they just don't have. A lot of men and women don't have any substance, and they kind of pretty much like an energy vampire, just kind of suck out yours. And once they suck out all your energy, and you have none, and they suck out pretty much the theoret. I mean, I'm paraphrasing, like the life out of you. What do you have left to give? If all you have to do is to give from your pocket, where is the substance in that? There is no substance. I mean, you don't have to. I mean, that's like, hey, what's one plus one? What is one plus one? What does that equals? That's an easy question. It's two. There is no substance if all that person has is just uh, what's in their pocket. There's no substance from that. So how are you going to grow 10 years from now with this individual, 15 years from now, from this business or partnership, 15 years from now for whatever that you're engaging in? How are you going to grow? You cannot grow where there is no substance. And people don't get that. You know, I know it's hard to. Have you ever heard anybody say, you know what, I just want to meet someone, or I just want to be around people of substance? No, you don't hear that. They're looking from everything from the physical, nothing from the mental. They don't care. See, we grow from our mental. We don't grow from the physical, and a lot of us miss the boat on that. Um, it's something that I will never forget. And these are just when I talk about my mom. These are conversations that me and her actually had in the privacy of just me and her. And it, she is one of the things that we talked about. My mother always told me never watch a person visually, but always mentally. And there's a huge difference from watching a person physically than being physically observant opposed to being mentally observant. They fail in comparison. Physically observant and mentally observant is like night and day. It's like or apples and oranges. It's like black and white. They fail in comparison. There's a different dynamics of intelligence from both situations, from the physical and mental. Because when you're looking and you're observing a person, a situation, a circumstance from the mental, you know, when you're looking at things from a mental standpoint, people will never figure out the mental shit because it requires thinking. For some people, thinking is work. Again, like I said, intelligence comes from deep thinking, not any other way. You know, when you're mentally observant, you know when a person has animosity towards you. When you're mentally observant, you notice weak subliminal messages that people say. When you're mentally observant, you notice change energy, different tone, body language. It's almost remotely impossible to hide negative energy and pretend not to be negative when you when a person that's mentally observant can sense your negative vibes. Even through text messages, they can sense your negative vibes. They can sense they can sense things, and because they're so mentally observant, they can read the room without engaging with no person in conversation. Mentally observance is going to go over a lot of people's head because people don't think deep enough because they're so impatient about everything. When it comes to thinking, you can't be impatient with the thought. Because once a thought becomes things and it comes out your mouth, it's either going to make sense or it's going to sound dumb. So if you can if you can read a room without engaging with any person in the room, that person is mentally in tune. A mentally in tune person is a powerful person. They not moved by what you see physically. When you're just looking at things from the physical sense, you are lost. You've already lost the battle, because what you're missing, the and people, oh, you always preach a mental. Mental is everything. Mental is everything in life. Mental is when you're depressed. I mean, I mean, it's so much that goes into the mental: depression, sadness, happy, glad, just joyful. I mean, so much that goes into the mental. When you're told you can't do something, when you're told you've been dumb all your life, when you're told that um, what you want to do is impossible, um, everything is derived from the mental aspect of things. And if that person's not mentally in tune with them own selves, they have no substance. There's no way they're going to keep you intrigued in any conversation, because they naturally don't have any substance. It's almost like sitting in at a table with somebody and nothing is being said. Now you have uncomfortable silences because neither person has any substance. Or maybe one person has substance and the other person doesn't have any substance and they can't catch on. And this person is talking, and then this person starts they just stop talking, and now this person has no conversation to bring to the table. If all you're depending on is how you look and what's in your pocket, you are a person with zero substance. What if you lose that money? What if just something just happened to your looks and everything just goes south? It's almost like a waste of space. So where is your substance is what I'm asking you. Are you an individual of substance? And when you have substance, you can get on any level with anyone. It's almost like you can become a chameleon. Your substance is true because it comes from here. And to have true substance, you must have a deep way of thinking. You can have a conversation with somebody that's just a simplistic conversation, but the conversation has so much substance, the person is intrigued and they love talking to you. They just love to hear you speak. You ever had a person say, I just love to just hear you talk? If another person is saying something, I just love to hear you talk, you're a person of substance. You can captivate their and you're not and when a person says, I love to hear you talk, that has nothing to do with something monetary. The simplistic mindset of the people in the world today, you can tell by what they post, you can tell by what they talk about, you can tell by what they engage, you can tell by what they're impressed by, because they lack zero substance. They have no substance in their life, nowhere. From the time they wake up to the time they go to bed, they just walking around, zero substance. They're saying the same things that everybody say. You know, they got the sense of entitlement. They got they they're never in a good mood. It's always the woe is me. Everybody is against me. I don't need nobody. That's a person of no substance. They have no substance in their life. They don't even know what it's like to be a person of substance. And if they get with somebody of substance, they're gonna be lost because they're refusing to elevate their minds and opening it to an opening mindset to invite growth in. Growth will never come to a person with a closed mindset. Let me repeat that. Growth will never come to a person with a closed mindset. A person who just thinks this is the only way. That's it. So this is the only way that this can work. There's no other way for us to literally think deeply outside the box to find another alternative to make this work. That's a person with no substance. A person with no substance is a quitter. They got a series of hit and runs in their life. I mean, they got a plethora of series of hit and runs in their life. The minute, the minute someone tests their loyalty, the minute someone steps out of their little realm or their little circle, they out with the quicks. They have no substance. They have no substance when it comes to communication. They have no substance when it comes to consideration. They have no substance when it comes to being thoughtful. They have no substance when it comes to just sitting. You know how awesome and how cool it is to sit in bed with somebody and just be talking, just to have a deep conversation that can be about nothing that turns into something that's amazing. When was the last time that you did that? I'm not talking about I'm not talking about nothing elaborate. I'm not talking about nothing shiny. I'm not no. I'm just sitting having a deep intellectual conversation that you're just engulfed with. You're enamored with it. You're just like you lost. You have forgotten where you are. When is the last time you had a conversation so deep that you've forgotten where you are? When was the last time that you thought, I cannot wait to have the next conversation with this person? Because they always take me on a trip someplace that I've never been before. I know when I conversate with this person, they gon' they gonna stimulate me mentally in ways I've never been stimulated before. The stimulation is so strong mentally that it is even stronger than a touch. When have you had a conversation with someone of substance? Remember, it has nothing to do with dollars or cents. You take away money from a lot of people, they ain't got a damn thing in this life. Let me repeat. Take away money from people and they have nothing. Take away sex from people, they have nothing to bring to the table. Take away their looks, they have nothing. Take away those three things and tell me how can you grow from that individual intellectually? That's the thing that us as men and women we miss on a daily basis. We miss it. That thing that we just be like, man, I'm searching. I just want something different. You looking for something of substance, and you don't even know it because you're not even mentally in tune with yourself. It's almost like you're going from person to person to person to person, looking for this thing, this thing, this thing. When you have no substance, what do you have to bring to the table besides you looking what's in your pocket? What else you got? If money is all you got to bring to the table, that's not going to work. It's going to work. I mean, it's going to be okay for a moment. Long term, no, that's not going to work. He or she is going to be cheating on you with somebody of substance, and that person don't even have what you even have to bring to the table monetary. See, it takes. My mom used to say, "Baby, it takes more than money to make something work." Yes, we need it. We need it to pay bills and take care of our families. But after that, what else do you have to bring to the table? I hear people all the time, man, that person don't even know how to carry a conversation. I was bored out of my mind while just sitting there, just quiet. I like to observe and people watch people sitting at a table just to see if there's verbal interaction. Some people are married to people that they don't even generally like. Some people are engaged to people that they generally don't like. Some people are just girlfriends or boyfriends with people they don't genuinely like. When you genuinely like a person, it makes a hell of a difference than just being with a person just for general purpose. My podcast, my post, videos, or whatever, it's never to garner attention. It's always to get a message across. I don't care who likes it, who doesn't like it. I care if the one person does. I care about that one person's comment. That's what that's a person who gets it. Because most people don't get it because they're so basically driven. The basic mindsets, uh, things, intellectual things always go over their head. They miss the whole big picture, and it's always like we were constantly looking for the wrong things instead of the right things. And when you have a relationship, a marriage, or of no substance, you literally don't have anything. It's like, you know, um, you know, um, how is your daily? It's like you go to get married. It says, "Do you promise to love, cherish, honor each other to death? Do you part? I now pronounce you roommates." That's all you got. You got a roommate. Some people just married to a roommate. Some people just engaged to a roommate. Some people just with or just roommate as a girlfriend boyfriend. Why? Because their foundation has no substance. Zero. Zero. They can't turn off the TV, get away from their cell phones, and just have a basic conversation in bed together. Or just have dinner or lunch or breakfast and just sit for an hour or two and talk after that. When do they talk? When you have something really dope in your life, whether it's friend, family, loved one, husband, wife, girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever, when you can just totally escape into deep conversation. It's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. But when you don't have that, what do you have? You have you in a situation of convenience. You have a situation of comfort. You're in a situation of, well, this is all I know. And you don't even genuinely like that person. You're just with them. You just, you I now pronounce you roommates. That's what you got. You're in a roommate situation. You're in a situation of comfort. That's all you have. But where's the substance? People don't want that. That's not what people want. People don't want the truth these days. People don't want people of substance. All they want to be is catered to and taken care of. That's all I see. When I see all this, oh, they just want somebody to take care of them. That's all I see. I read all that and all I'm like, you just want somebody to take care of you. Men want women to take care, women want men to take care, monetary. I mean, this is out there. Substance, they don't care nothing about things of substance, conversation of substance, relationships of substance, longevity of substance. Substance is out the window. No one cares about that. Well, that's why you're in the situation that you're in currently at the moment. But life is about daily choices. You choose daily to make that choice every single day. You don't choose to work on change. You don't choose to evolve into something different. Some people look at change as Oh, it's so inconvenient. Some people look at change as like, I don't want to do it. Change is good because with change comes growth. Change challenges you to grow. Change challenges you to question what you know and to learn something new. That's what change does. Change is nothing but a challenge. I told one of my clients today, she was struggling through the workout. I mean, she was literally getting her ass kicked in the workout this morning. You know, this is so hard. And I said, listen here, mama, it's an old cliche. If it don't challenge you, it will never change you. So suck it up, buttercup. Let's go. I have no respect of person in the fitness realm. None. Because every single thing that you've done, I've done. Every little pain that you felt, I felt. Every little ache that you go through, I've gone through. Every bit of sweat you sweat, I've already done it. The times you've thrown up, I've probably thrown up more. So there's nothing that I'm taking you through that I have not already been through. But the difference between me and you is attitude and mindset. You walk in the door complaining, you missing the big picture. You arguing, you're missing the big picture. You're not doing the things you're supposed to, but wanting change. Please make that make sense to me. How do you want change when it comes to your body when you're not doing the things that you know you're supposed to already be doing? Please, somebody make that make sense for me. Logic, because logically it doesn't make sense. No, it doesn't. You want change, but you don't do the things that you need to do in order for change to come into fruition. Please make that make sense to me, because it doesn't. Change is good for anybody. Change is good for everybody. Challenges is good for everybody. I was training my daughter the other day doing some martial arts stuff, and I know she's tired when she comes from school and stuff like that. And she didn't want to do it, but I made her do it because all she wanted to do is just get on her iPad and do her thing. No, my job is to challenge you. Same thing with my son. You got to make them do the things that they don't want to do because it's going to be beneficial for them in the end. It is. My son wanted to do legs the other day when we were working out together, and we did legs. And I said, listen, I'm not doing legs, but I will spot you because my lower back was tight from me doing front squats several days before even going to Tennessee. And front squats, every time I've hurt my lower back, front squats has always been the reasoning, the evil behind that lower back pain. So I actually officially last week just retired from front squats. Done, not doing them. I was doing with the dumbbell, well, I'm not doing with the straight bar because it's something about that pressure just it just hits that, you know. Um, but I said, no, this is the workout that we're going to do. I want us to hit your traps. I want us to hit those arms. I want us to do chest. He was reluctant, but no, you was going to do that challenge. Sometimes you have to push a person to do something that they know they're supposed to be doing, but they don't want to be doing, but you know on the back end it's going to be beneficial. So, thanks, David. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Yeah. So, um, change, man. I'm just telling you, it is something that is definitely needed. And when it comes to being a person of substance, I'm looking at Lisa Reed. Lisa Reed said it's that microwave mentality. They want that Beyonce body in 90 days without putting in that work that's required. And she struggles with that body. And she's actually said that in interviews, and it takes work. She struggles with the body. She's on it. She does what she needs to do because she knows it needs to be done. Foundation needs to be based on forgiveness, love, and respect for one another. Mm, um, true, true, true. Beauty fades. Got to be bringing so much more to the table. Yeah, yeah. Um, but the thing about that is, you got to make sure that you're bringing it to the table. What substance do you bring to the table? I mean, seriously, what substance do? What can a person learn from you? What takeaway can a person take from you? How can you challenge a person's thinking when you don't even challenge your own thinking? If you're not gut checking yourself, putting your own self in line, putting your own self in place, meaning owning your own nonsense and BS, uh, what kind of substance are you going to bring to this person? Or you got to hold your, if you're not holding your own self accountable, if you're not practicing what you're preaching, what makes you think anybody's going to listen to you? Seriously. Substance is one of those things, man, that's, again, you know, it, something of importance, you know, significance, essential. What do you bring to the table that's important, essential, and that's significant? Now, again, these three things has nothing to do with money. So we're gonna take your money out the way, and we're gonna take your looks out the way. What you got? Seriously, I mean, that's the question you gotta ask yourself. What do you have? If we take those two things away, what do you have to bring to the table? And this right here makes me question what I see, what I hear, what I read in posts, and you wonder how many people have substance in their life with the person that they're with. Really, if I was to go and sit there and have a conversation with this person, when would I be mentally checked out and trying to get an excuse to get out of that boring dialogue of nothingness, something that's just lifeless? What do I got to do to get out of that? How long will it take? And people think, and this is mind blowing too as well. People really think, people really think intelligence has to do with education. They do. I'm not gonna lie. Some of the most intelligent people I've ever met ain't got all them degrees. Some of the most intelligent people I've met have been high school dropouts. Intelligence is a thought process, people. That's what intelligence is. It's a thought process. It's a thought, intelligence is a thought process of being mentally observant of oneself and of others, situations, circumstances, and occurrences. At the end of the email that I sent out to my clients today, I said, always remember that the only way anything misses a mentally observant person is if he or she deliberately ignores it. And I had a taxi confession moment. I said, that's something I do and have done a lot on a daily basis. You can't fool a mentally observant person ever, ever. Even when they show you they don't know, trust me, they already do know. They're on a certain level and wavelength that you're not even at yet. That's why when a mentally observant person is trying to be patient with you and trying to work with you and trying to teach you something that you've never learned, trying to show you a different way, that there is different people out here, trying to show you how you should be treated, you don't get it because you're so physically observant, and you end up losing that person because there's a huge disconnect. You guys can't coexist because you on two different levels. You just can't. You don't. They understand you because mentally they what they see in you they've seen a million times. It's like me binge watching Sons of Anarchy. I know exactly what's going to happen in every episode. I know exactly what Jax is going to say. I know exactly what Chibs is going to say. I know exactly what Juice is going to say. I know what Emma's going to say. Jim is going to say. I know it. I already know. So when I've seen something over and over and over again, my favorite movie over and over again, when I can repeat or recite movie references because I've seen it over and over again, I'm mentally observant. I already know there's nothing that I've not seen that's different in you that I've not already seen 10, 15, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 times in other people. That's going to be not so entertaining because it's not like I'd rather watch Sons of Anarchy than to deal with you because I've already dealt with you before. You're an open book. There's nothing cerebral about you. There's no mental observance about you because you have a basic mindset. A basic mindset has no intelligence of thought. And please don't get this misconstrued. I'm not calling you stupid. I'm just saying you don't choose to challenge yourself as an individual to think deeper than the surface. And that's why you keep running into the same problems over and over again. I tell people all the time, if you want different, you got to start doing different. If you want different, you got to start thinking different. If you want different, you have to change your mind. When you change your mind, your whole entire life changes. Change isn't change until things have changed. I heard a pastor say that in church one time. You have to choose to change the way you think. If you are 40 and you've thought the same way for 40 years and you've gotten the same result for 40 years, don't you think it's time to change so you can have a life and a mindset of substance? I mean, doesn't that make sense, like 1 + 1 = 2? I mean, doesn't that make just perfect sense? To me, it just makes perfect sense. And here's the thing, it's not hard. But when you choose to stay basic when you choose to keep a basic mindset Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, you've been doing it for 40 years. What's wrong with changing it? See, once you change your mind, you start getting different because I don't want nothing I had in the past. I want something totally different. I want something that's going to challenge my thinking all the time, even when I don't like it, because it's intriguing. It's a breath of fresh air. It's different. It's nothing like it at all. It's like I got a whole thing of pens, and people always pick on me because I like pens. I like writing my clients' workouts in different colors or whatever. Oh, I'm weird. I do weird things. I embrace me being strange, weird, eccentric, different, dressing different, talking different, thinking different, acting different. I don't look at the world the way you look at it. I don't even look at people the way you look at people. I don't even look at situations the way you look at situations. Circumstances, I don't look at it. Just because we have two different perspectives don't mean we can't coexist. We can coexist. But one thing with negative and positive, it cannot coexist. They can't build off that foundation because that foundation has to be the same. It can't be negative and positive because it's just going to keep doing this. You ever try to put two magnets together? And that's exactly what negative and positive is when it comes to people. They're not equally yoked, as the church people would say, or as the good book is printed. That's just real talk. You know, um, beware of those energy vampires, man. You ever heard a negative person who's always been negative all their life that try to convince you that they are positive? When you're a negative person, you how can you be a positive person but you mad every day? How can you be a positive person but you're depressed every day? How can you be a positive person but every day there's it's an old war is me. It's a self-pity attitude. How can you be positive and you don't even like people of different color? Please make that make sense. Positivity is something that's practiced. Positivity is something that's practiced, people. You know, negative people always pretend that they aren't negative until the fake pattern gets off course to who they truly are. If you're negative, just own that weak bullshit and quit trying to pretend like you're positive because you're not. Because a person who lives, speaks, and practices positivity will eventually expose you, not confrontationally, but mentally. And most negative people don't have a deep, vast mindset at all. Their minds are simple. Yeah, you're a simple minded individual. But that's a choice that you make. You make that choice to be a simple minded individual every single day because you have the same negative attitude every single day. But here's the thing with a person who has a negative mindset, who is mind screwing themselves and thinking that they're so positive, they think if here's the thing, if you got a bad attitude and you keep getting the same result, don't you think it's time for you to change that? Seriously, if you're a negative person, let's just say you're a person with a bad attitude because, life has dealt you a bad hand. Just because you've had a bad hand dealt at life and certain things have happened to you in life in your past, you think you can't work your way out of that and get into something better? But what's going to change? Nothing's going to change until you change your mindset positively. Saying that you don't give a damn about nothing, huh? So you don't care about anything in life, just yourself. You're a self-absorbed, detached from your reality, selfish individual with that type of attitude. There's a difference in not caring about what people think opposed to not caring about people. That's different. When you don't care what people think, that means you're not basing your decision off public perception. You're not being with this person because of what your family thinks. You're not being with this person because of what your friends think. You're not associating with this person based off the public perception of the world. You're not making your moves based off who sees you or not. That's what's not worrying about what people are thinking, but not caring about the human nature of a person. It's just 100% all about you because of what you've been through. Well, I've been through this and I ain't got to do this and I ain't got to do that and I ain't got to do. Okay. All right. So if you continuously carry on that same attitude, you're going to continuously have the same outcome. Albert Einstein said it best. And I love and I may botch it up or whatever, piece it together, paraphrase it a little bit. If you keep doing what you have always have done, let me go slow. If you keep doing what you have always done, think about it. If you keep having that same attitude that you've always had, if you keep thinking about men how you've always have thought, if you keep thinking about women how you've always have thought, if you keep thinking about love, relationships, marriage, how you always have thought, when you, and Albert Einstein's words, if you keep doing the same things that you've always done, pretty much how you think too as well, and your attitude, you're going to continually get what you have always gotten. In retrospect, laws of attraction, you get what you give out. You give a bad attitude out to the right person, that's gonna go bad for you. That's gonna go real bad for you because you're giving an attitude to a person that ain't done nothing to you. You're bringing on that past baggage to this person. You're gonna shit on them, and the person you should have shitted on was the person, those people in the past that did you wrong. This person ain't done nothing to you. They're trying to support you, be loyal, show you something different, be positive, bring you a different type of energy, and you're not even appreciating that person of substance because you have such a track record of dealing with people who is just as entertaining as a boring ass book. And you don't realize this person of substance that can come and help you elevate your thinking, change your whole way of life. You so stuck in that negative cesspool of being toxic that person of substance right there in your face, you gonna miss out again, and you gonna go right back to the streets getting those same old empty things that you've always gotten because that's what you're accustomed to. You refuse to change your frequency of thinking to a positive channel so you can grow. You don't care nothing about growth. You can't make a person of substance think that you want to grow and you want to get better and you want to do different because your actions are always the same. You don't want a person of substance. You just want that person with money and you don't even care about substance. See, substance is going to get you 20, 25, 30, 40 years with this person. Substance is going to get you growing old with this person. Substance is going to get you understanding. Substance is going to get you compromise. Substance is going to get you being treated fairly. But if it's not reciprocal on your end as well, that is not going to work. One-sided shit never works. It never works. At some point, it's going to come to a head. It's going to end. Anything that's not reciprocal, it's going to lose its life at some point. It's going to die at some point. So that relationship, that marriage, that friendship, it's going to die at some point because that person who is giving and not getting, and this person who just constantly getting and ain't giving a damn thing, at some point, that situationship is going to end. And y'all don't realize that because you want to you so self-absorbed that you don't even want to see it. And you refuse to get out of the physical sense of things and to tap into your mental because you like, no, intelligence takes thinking. And intelligence is never offended by facts. When people get in their feelings about facts, they ain't nowhere that is not a mentally observant person. Mm-mm. Now, here's the thing. You can't, a person who chooses to think deeply, intellectually, and they're mentally in tune with themselves, mentally in tune with life, mentally in tune with just everything, you can't fool them. Your actions is telling on you. Your actions is exposing you every single day. Your actions show them that you don't care nothing about nobody but yourself. Your actions show them that you don't care nothing about nobody but themselves. You can't get mad if that person don't want nothing to do with you anymore because your actions just showing them what you think of them, the situation, the relationship, your actions. You don't care. Some people say, "Oh, I'm just tired." Well, you could be tired, just be by yourself and be tired and grow old and get a dog and die alone. Just do that. But own it. Don't awaken nothing. Don't give nobody no hopes. Don't be just be like when dudes try to holler at you, be like, just say, hey, how about what be refreshing? When a dude of substance try to holler at a woman that has no substance at all, and she knows he has no substance, just say, hey, I ain't got no substance. I'm fucked up. I'm gonna be selfish. I'm never gonna cook you a meal. It's always gonna be about me. It's about my past. I don't care nothing about you. I just don't care about anything but me. How refreshing would it be if people can do that, and vice versa? A woman of substance comes to a man of substance, and he could just be like, you know what? I'm a selfish prick. I don't care nothing about nobody, about anything. I just want to grow old, get a dog, and die alone. Okay, all right. They know not to even. Thanks for thanks thanks for the heads up. I appreciate you. You feel me? How refreshing would it be for people to be transparent and how effed up they are, and just tell the truth that you don't want nothing because it's gonna just say, hey, I'm self-absorbed and I'm selfish. I'm gonna make this all about me. I'm gonna drain you dry. I'm gonna drain you dry of your positivity. I'm gonna drain you dry of what's in your pocket. And when you can't do anything else for me monetarily, because I didn't drain you dry so much that you have spent money to impress me. See, here's the thing: that monetary thing's gonna get old as hell after a while. I mean, unless they ain't got nothing else to do. With a person who isn't detached from reality, that's gonna get old from a while. A person who's insecure and they got low self-esteem, yeah, they're gonna continue to buy you because that's the only go-to. Because they're not a person of substance, so that's the only way they know how. They're never gonna get the attention of that woman with a conversation because the money is the easiest way to get them. It's the easy way because they are a person of no substance. If they had to realize, if they had to work off their conversation, they ain't never gonna get nobody because they're not a person of substance. Their conversation piece is only gonna last about maybe 2 minutes, and after that, they tapped out. That's all they got. They, 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 they tapping out on the conversation because that's all they got. They only got you got between 2 and 5 minutes of conversation, and after that they have nothing else. There's no longevity of the conversation. There's no getting lost in their conversation. There's no forgetting where you are because you're so deeply caught up in the conversation. No, there's none of that. They got about 2 minutes for you. That's about it. 2 to 5 minutes, and they tapping out of the conversation because they have no substance. But you make the choice. It's up to you every day. Every day you choose. If you're with someone who has no substance, life is short. Why are you wasting your time? If you just got all these people in your life that you're not growing from, why are you wasting your time? When they are constantly showing you their hand, they constantly showing you what they holding. You know how many spades they got. You know exactly whether their hand is filled with red in the spade game or they got a lot of black there. They got some joker joker aces, joker joker deuces. They got the queen, they got the king in spades. I mean, if they spade out or if their hand is bloodier than a tampon. That's all. They ain't got, man. I ain't got no books. Well, I guess we going board. That's what you're gonna be doing. Every time y'all play, you play your hand with that person. You're the person of substance. They never have nothing in their hand. Y'all constantly going board. You're in the spades game of life with this empty person of no substance. It's always coming from you because this person ain't gonna be a true partner because they ain't gonna be able to have your back. They ain't gonna be able to have your back in emotional day you've had, depression, sadness, because they gonna beat you down with all they shit. When it comes to the spade game of life, y'all always gonna be going bored because they got the hand that's bloodier than a tampon, and you just spade out, and y'all gonna keep losing. In order to win at life, when it comes to two people being together, y'all got to be dialed in the foxhole together. Y'all got to be in the trenches together. That's the only way that junk gonna work. There can't be no judgments in it, but you can't be the only one in the spade game that's got a hand every time. How y'all gonna win? How are y'all gonna win when that person never has nothing in their hand? All they got is they got a bunch of red attitude, self-entitlement, no patience, always talking about, they dredging up their past. They judging you about from every person they done been with. They lying to you every day, talking about they all in, and they theoretically they don't care nothing about it. And then it comes out later, and you be like, this person didn't lie to me the whole damn time. Yeah, you ain't got nothing. You've been bamboozled, hoodwinked, fooled. Like Denzel said, you run them up. You got that right there with that person. They done fooled you. You're the person of substance. And you've been fooled by this person who ain't never got nothing in their hand. You in the spade game all by your damn self. Because they ain't doing nothing. They ain't got your back at all. They can constantly, one thing you can depend on them to always go nil. Nothing. They always going zero. You can't depend on that person to bring nothing to the table. All they got in their hand is red. They ain't not winning every time the cars run around, they ain't winning not one book. Not one. But that's who you want. Life too short for that, man. Let that person grow old, get a dog, and die alone because they've showed you that's what they want. They don't want nothing of substance. Their whole attitude shows it. Their whole attitude shows you that it's all about them. There are nothing but energy vampires hiding like wolves in sheep's clothing. That's what you got. You got a wolf in sheep's clothing. And they just get to the point where they just got tired of hiding and say, yeah, this is me. I'm a wolf in sheep clothing. Take them back to the house, take off stuff, man. Everything falling soft. Have you ever, y'all remember the Hungry Jack biscuits? You get back to the house and remember the hungry, you remember as a kid, I used to love this part when I just unravel as a kid. My grandma would be making biscuits and she would let me unravel it just so I can poof, and then it just bust out open. That's what you got when you dealing with these dud asses out here of no substance. And you be like, oh man, I got that. Yeah, that beautiful, underneath that beautiful cover, everything just gonna fall out. And you be like, oh man, that's exactly what you got. You got nothing. You got a wolf in sheep clothing. That what you saw out in the public, that ain't them. And they may not show it to you right away, but eventually they do show you. Be like, damn. No, you ain't got nothing. When it busts open, everything just falls out. Things just pop out. Things just go straight to the floor. The whole night. That's what you got. But why couldn't they show that in the beginning? No, that's not what they want to do. They want to pretend like they're a person of substance. But then because you so mentally in tune and you finally tap into the mental, like something's wrong with that picture, and you be like, okay, I'm a mentally in tune person. Let me tap into my mental and let me mentally observe this person. I have nothing. I have wasted my damn time with this individual. And now you see why when you ran across them while they were by themselves. They done ran everybody off. Whether it's a male or female or male, they done ran everybody off. Everybody dumped them. They ain't never dumped nobody. But I digress. Listen, man, get substance in your life. That's my recommendation. Get some substance in your life. Please do. Please get some substance. And please, 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 people realize substance has nothing to do with anything that's monetary. It has nothing to do with anything that's monetary. It's a thought process of substance, of conversation, of substance that challenges one way of thinking to be elevated to a higher place of learning and becoming a better person that you are in the present. Get you somebody of some substance, man, because you're going to have some fulfillment out of that situation. You're going to have some joy out of that situation. That person going to be just constantly, I mean, they're going to be equal energy, equal energy, equal energy. Realize what substance mean between two individuals. That's all I got. But like I said, at the end of every subject, at the end of every podcast, every segment, I'll start judging people once I'm perfect too. But since I'm in no danger of becoming perfect, you'll never have to worry about this brother ever judging you. Y'all stay up, man. Keep it positive, man. I hope somebody got something out of that, man. Understand what substance is. Understand what truly being a man or woman of substance really means. And it has nothing to do with looks, baby, and it sure hell ain't got nothing to do with what's in your pocket. If that's all you got, good luck out there. I catch you guys next time. Listen, keep it positive out there, man. Remember, love is love. Encourage somebody, help somebody, elevate somebody, man. Speak some positivity in somebody's life today. All right, I catch you guys on the flip. Peace.